It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing good out there today. It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. It's the fourth and short NFL Week 14 segment, and I promise you it will be short. Last week we went over a little bit, but with that said, let's meet the crew. Dan, what's up? What's going on? Going from left to right on my screen.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Sports Chaser fans out there? Everybody
Appreciate
good?
that. Yeah, man. Doing good. DA, what's good, man? What's happening, man?
Hey, man, fourth and short. Time short. And I got four short.
The angry one. What's good, brother? How are you?
Hey, yo. What's good? What's going on? Sports Chasers family. Fourth and short. Not fourth longest. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. And last but not least, D-Dub, what's going on, brother? How are you, sir?
What's up? Monday morning, get into it, man. Good football games yesterday, and some not so good, but we're gonna get into it. Fourth and short.
Third straight week, no Giants gear, huh?
I know. Isn't that funny?
No. Hold on. Let me.
That was aimed at Kevin D.
Okay. I was like,
Kev retired.
That's aimed at the moderator.
He put the hat away. The jersey.
The slipper doesn't fit anymore.
The slipper.
He got on them Uggs.
He put his Crocs in sport mode.
Crocs in
man.
sport mode.
Sports Chasers merch will be available this coming January. That's why I'm representing it.
Crocs
today.
in sports mode. They're Crocs.
You know what I'm saying? So, we got this beautiful logo shirt here, this golf shirt. We got the hat. We got my man, the angry one who posted shots at, man. He's got the throwback logo on. So, yes, we are. No, I don't have Giants gear on. No. So, and that's not one of the games we want to talk about anymore. Yes, the Giants got their ass kicked yesterday. They did. The Eagles are absolutely.
The Eagles are the superior team, so stop playing.
Superior team. They're the numero uno. Yes, fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
I'm going to put respect on their name. The Eagles are the best in the NFL. And while we're at it, since we talked about it just previously, hey, who's the MVP? Everybody's saying it's
Jalen
Hurts, without a doubt.
Jalen Hurts, man. Why are we having this discussion, man?
Because some people that got larger platforms are saying
some people, man. We don't care about them other people. We care about what's going on here, on this show, on this panel.
But
and the people that follow us.
It's the question that needs to be asked, though, because Jalen Hurts is balling out.
For real.
The team is 11-1.
Team.
Yo, it doesn't matter.
That's it.
Let's not get mad at the organization. Organization put that together.
That would be the point, y'all.
You're trying to get me angry on a Monday morning. It's not a good way to start.
We're talking about this year.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Not what they did fucking last year.
Yeah.
Or what they may do next year.
Or in their career.
No, this is Mahomes this year. He has to spread it around so much. He's doing so many. So what? Is he 11-1? Is he 12-1? No. Someone is? Okay, well, he wins.
Yeah. He threw for 352 yards yesterday. That's enough said. He played a good game. The stats.
We got to get off of listening. Oh, he threw the ball with one hand looking the other way between his nuts while scratching his ass.
Yeah.
So?
Yeah.
A pass is a pass is a pass.
I think that's
against the Broncos, so please miss me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is true. Struggle against the Broncos.
He never had a good defense. Yeah, well, that's not Jalen Hurts' fault, is it? Come on, man, stop. That's why And
No.
it's never a competition. Quarterbacks never play against quarterbacks. They play against the defense of the opposing team. The reality is, because of the defense that the Chiefs has, which is woefully bad. I don't care what no one says. They're bad. All right, they got some guys that make some plays here and there, and they're all professional players, so I respect them. But from a statistical perspective, they're not a great defense. And in the playoffs in the AFC, they're going to have to see your Josh Allens and your Joe Burrows and maybe even Lamar. Maybe Tua can get his thing back together. Well, he's going to be there, right? So the reality is, if you can't play defense, you can't win. So, as great as he is, and he is great, he hasn't been he wasn't in the Super Bowl last year, was he? Why? Because he got beat. He got beat.
Well, yeah, that's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. Let's go on to the games we're here to discuss today. We'll leave the MVP talk for another day. Sunday night's game. Let's go to Sunday night's game first. The Los Angeles Chargers defeated the Miami Dolphins 23-17.
That's Darryl team.
That's D's team. Justin Herbert was 39 of 51, 367 yards, and one TD. Austin Eckler ran very hard yesterday. 45 yards, one TD, but they controlled the ball last night, the Chargers. And the Dolphins, they couldn't really get their offense going. They got a scoop and score from Tyreek Hill, and then Tua threw a 60-yard pass to Tyreek Hill again, and that was pretty much their offense for the day, for the night. We'll go with DA. DA, what you think about the Dolphins and the Chargers? Dolphins have lost two in a row.
Yeah, Chargers threw the ball too much. They're getting healthy on the offensive side. Defensively, I don't think they're that good because they're not healthy there. For Miami to still be in this game, like could have won this game with a touchdown,
Yes,
is a shame because they really didn't have a great game at all. I think Tua's hurt. Don't know how hurt, but he misses every pass just by a little bit. And if he does throw it on time to someone, it's like, wow. You're almost like a little bit surprised that he threw a great pass. The reality is, before last week, he had the best accuracy in the NFL. So, to me, that means he must be hurt. But he's going to play because when he was hurt and out before, they lost. So they'll figure out something, I guess. They got to run the ball a little bit, a lot better. And that kid they got on the defensive line from Clemson, Wilkins, he is a monster. He is an absolute monster. Like he destroyed those dudes yesterday. But yeah, I think Miami has some stuff to do to work on. And though the Chargers are in there, I think everybody else may need to be scared because now they're healthy. Like they called everybody's name on the offensive side of the roster yesterday that we talked about beginning of the season. So first time. So good stuff for them. It was not a great game. It was an okay game. But yeah, I think the Chargers are probably back in it to a point. So
the Chargers currently hold the 7th seed in the playoff position, which is the last spot. So we'll go with Eric. Eric, what you got? Chargers and the Dolphins. Chargers winning. Yeah.
Well, I think the Chargers did this game more so than the Dolphins. I know the Dolphins has been looking rocky. We went against a juggernaut called the San Francisco 49ers. You see what they did yesterday to the GOAT. Yeah, man. I agree with DA. The Chargers are starting to get their players back on offense, and you can tell. Mike Williams, 116, Keenan Allen, 12 or 92. You got Eckler coming out the backfield for a couple of passes. Of course, you were looking more balanced. They tried to run the ball. They had over 20 attempts. Didn't really do much with it. But you never want to see your quarterback throw 40 times. This man threw 51. Fleet at 39, 367. We only have a touchdown. for Miami to beat in this game is says something about their defense too. And I didn't see the whole game. Tua looks off. He may be hurt. I guess we'll find out here and there when the reports come in after the season. You know, they like to do stuff like that. Oh yeah, he had a broken fibula or some shit. Anyway, this was a game that the Chargers, they're back relevant in the AFC, and we'll see what they can do from here. Miami needs to. They need a bounce back game. Let me see who they got next week.
Buffalo. Buffalo.
No, I mean if you want to tell
That's
that
it.
you're back, but as of yesterday, I didn't even offensively I didn't know what that team was out there. Didn't look like the Miami Dolphins
No.
of the first 8-9 weeks. So they got work to do. Good win for the Chargers though. They need it.
Gotcha. Dan, your thoughts? Dolphins and Chargers.
I watched a bit of this game, and the interesting stat of this game to me was I remember hearing the announcer say that up until I think it was the scoop and score where the running back ran with the ball, fumbled it, and Tyreek picked it up and ran it back.
Right.
They hadn't ran a play in San Diego's side of the field.
Wow.
And I think after that, the touchdown to Tyreek Hill was 60 yards. So
Yep,
even
correct.
up to that point, I think they hadn't ran a play. So like you said, Tua was off at one point. He was like 3-12 or 14 or something, and he was just missing guys left and right. He was just
3 of 17, Dan, at one point.
yeah. It was like somebody blindfolded him and said, "Go ahead and hit the receiver," because he was just struggling. But really, this game should have been way worse the way San Diego is playing. And
For sure.
and I think I got to give a shout out to probably one of my favorite kickers' names in the entire league, Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker, baby.
Yeah, he's only missed one all year for their team, and some of those field goals, that was I think the tipping point where they made their field goals and Miami just couldn't get anything going. But it was somewhat entertaining, but not on really when Miami had the football.
Gotcha. Daryl, D-Dub. We'll leave it to
Yo,
last one.
I
Go
was
to the
looking
next
for a little bit more from this game, but actually, yeah, I'm agreeing with the guys. Miami is look totally off. The numbers tell you the same: 219 total yards, offense, pass, all atrocious. Running game, nothing from Mustard. Mostert, 11 carries, 37 yards. It's not going to get it done. And even with San Diego, I'm saying, it's still San Diego to me. Sorry.
It should be in San Diego. That's a fact.
But the Los Angeles Chargers, Eckler, I mean, he carried 15 times, 45 yards, but, still, I was like to see more run production from this San Diego team, Chargers team, excuse me. But, yeah, Miami lost, what's this, 2 in a row, right? They lost?
It's 2 in a row.
Yes, 2 in a row. And these were the teams that, this is where, the benchmark, where to see where you at in this game. And they have come up short. And, San Francisco is a beast. We'll talk about them here later. But that team, that defensively is on it. So that was another chance for them to, to put themselves up there. And last night was another, I had them winning the game, but they came up short. So kudos to the Chargers, and they needed it. Like the angry one says, they are back in the seat, 7-6. So we'll see how this shakes out for them going forward.
Gotcha. So we'll move on to the next game. Of note that we got the Dallas Cowboys beat the Houston Texans 27-23. Cowboys are 10-3, still 2 games behind the Eagles in the NFC East. We brought up this game today because literally the Houston Texans should have theoretically won this game. Texans intercepted Dak Prescott down near the goal line area in the fourth quarter with a little bit over 5 minutes left. The Houston, I was going to say Astros. The Houston Texans had four stabs of getting that ball in and trying to put the game away. They couldn't. The last play, I don't know if the quarterback went the wrong way, but you can clearly see the guards pulled to the left. He went to the right, and I don't know what that's about. DA, go
Yes,
ahead.
that's a 1-10 team. Um, that's what they do, right? That's why they are where they are.
1-10.
1-10.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute, where are you going? You're going the wrong way.
Yeah, your concentration is off. And there's a bunch of things I would assume that go into being a 1-10 professional football team. And I think one of those things is lack of concentration and discipline. I think on the next time they got the ball, Laramie Tunsil had two. He jumped off. He went early twice.
Former number one pick.
So that moves them back 20 yards while he gas masking out there. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is that we need to understand that it's going to take. It takes usually with teams like this. They have talent. They do have talent, evidently, right? It takes a leader to come in there and kind of galvanize that team, get them pointed in the right direction so they can do what they do. But now to the bigger story. The Dallas Cowboys, really quick. Listen, man, you guys have some issues. One is number 4. Can't throw the ball to the other team. You got to rock with Zeke.
You told him to give him the money. Now you're saying that he's the problem?
Yeah, the money's good. He deserved the money. Don't throw the ball to the other team. They're mutually exclusive. You can get one because you got guys without money that don't throw the ball to the other team. You got guys with money that throw the ball to the other team. Don't throw the ball to the other team. Offensive line looks a little better. The defense is not what everybody says it is. They made some key plays on that 4th down or those 4 downs for to stop Texans from getting in. But dog, they got beat up and down that field. A lot of plays. So are they in that top echelon? By record, yes. But I don't think by the way they play, I don't see them being in the top echelon of the NFC right now. Like they're not close to what I think Philadelphia is. But they are a good team. They'll be wherever they're at in the standings for playoffs. But they do have a few things that they have to clean up. And they still don't get the ball to their receivers the way they need to. But that's it for me.
Somebody's got some sirens in the background.
Don't you?
That's me.
Hey, I was looking around. I was waiting for the SWAT team to hit the door. I was getting swatted.
Mooresville's finest.
Eric, what you got on the Cowboys and Texans?
I think that many tapped into this game thinking that this was going to be a wash, and it clearly wasn't. It was actually one of the better games of the weekend. Man, Houston laid it all out there. Yes, they were 1-10 or 1-10-1, whatever. But they still get paid like everybody else. They still got an NFL jersey. They still some pads on, go out there and play. And that did. It was a trap game, I felt like, for the Cowboys, and they almost got trapped up and up out of here, and we're almost going home the second best team in their state. But I will say, Dak, yeah, you do have to clean up. You can't turn the ball over. Come on now, you can't do that. But I will say he made some excellent throws in that last drive. They ran the ball, which was refreshing. I think they should have went to Pollard a little bit more, but whatever. And theoretically, we always on this show, good teams find a way to win, even though they should have been winning from the giddy up. So it was a good goal line stop. I don't know how Houston didn't score a touchdown on that drive. That was ridiculous. Come on, son. I mean, I'm not mad at going for it on 4th field goal. Still really, they needed a touchdown anyways. Anyway. Good win for Dallas. I wouldn't hold my head up high, but it was a good win. Any win is a win, but yeah, y'all got some soul searching to do in that defense. They are opportunistic, but basic defense, they don't play well. So we'll see how they do going forward.
That's a good point, Eric. Opportunistic, yes. Just playing. That's a good point, E, about the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy fans, get at us. Yes, we have changed our time from 11 to 9 a.m. Get at us. Dan, with that said, you next. The Cowboys and the Texans.
I thought Dallas dodged a bullet by getting that W. Chris Moore missed scoring that touchdown, I think, by what, half a yard?
Half a yard, if that.
And he had a hell of a game. 10 for 124. And the thing that was confused me, they kept changing quarterbacks between Driscoll and Mills. But hey, I mean, you got to see what you got with your team when you're like 1-11-1. But
Yeah.
can't give Dallas much love on this game just because I can't do that for Dallas. But I thought Tony Pollard, I think he's a hell of a running back
For sure.
and I thought he had a real good game. I mean, he didn't put up a ton of stats. 10 rushes for 42 yards and a touchdown, 4 catches for 20 yards, but he putting the rock in at the house, getting them points, and that's what's important. You don't have to have a ton of yards because we see that every week. Guys putting up monster numbers, but they're not scoring touchdowns. It doesn't mean shit. You got to score touchdowns in the NFL to win. You can't kick field goals. But I thought for a 1-11 team, Texas played their ass off. They played hard. They had a couple costly mistakes.
Yes,
The fumble killed them. When what's his name? Diggs picked it up, and I don't know what he was doing. He made me dizzy running around the field. He looked like he was on the Sandlot trying to run that fumble.
He was playing Madden.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. But yeah, like I said, they dodged a bullet. They really should have lost that game, especially when you intercept the ball that close to the, the 10-yard line, 13-yard line, and you can't score. That sums up their season. That's it.
Gotcha. D-Dub, what you got, brother?
Yeah, Dallas definitely dodged the bullet on this one, man. Dak Prescott, 24, 39, 200, 284, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Again, you can't throw the ball away to the other team. And on that, what was it, in the fourth quarter, on the second and 20, Dak threw an interception. I mean, and, Houston, kudos to the Dallas defense, though, on that goal, on getting the stops and not letting them get in.
Opportunistic.
Yeah.
Opportunistic, Eric said.
I just don't, Tony Pollard, you brought up a good point. Tony Pollard has been a good player for quite some time. But, he shares it with Zeke. So, I mean, arguably, they got the best 1-2 punch, you could say, in the game, as far as the running attack is concerned. But, yeah, Houston, they do what they do. They, 1-10, 1-11 now. 1-11-1. They got a tie, too. So, this just shows me by far that a bad game by Dallas, but I do not think Dallas is the cream of the crop in the NFC East. As I think.
No!
Once
fans have something to differ from you. Yeah,
they can say whatever they want, but once they look in the eye of that team across that wears that green uniform, they're gonna see that it's a different level. They playing next level, and you can see it because every time Philadelphia plays a team, they are handling business. Other than that hiccup they had against Washington, but that's to be expected in your division. But we'll see. Dallas escapes and they move on.
Gotcha. We'll move on to the next game, the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That game was in Pittsburgh. The Ravens won the game 16-14. Huntley got hurt, and they had to rely on the running game, it looks like. And, hey, the Ravens won. They're keeping pace with the Bengals. Excuse me, they're in front of the Bengals, I should say. And, Dan, we'll start with you because this is your squad. The Penguins. Penguins. The
We gotta start finding you for that shit.
Shit, they play like a penguin, just they boy roll around.
No. One guy played like a penguin. Look, I have hope for my team the way we're playing. The only problem is we got to stay healthy, and we can't keep putting Kenny in harm's way because he also left the game. And if we, personally, we won the game because Trubisky came in and threw 3 INTs, and we now know that he probably will not play another down the rest of the year. Guess who's coming in like 14 or what? 13 days.
You're not inviting Mitch back.
Oh no,
Dan?
know who's coming in 13 days?
Yeah.
Oh,
The fat man with the sleigh and the little red reindeer at the front. It might be his time to shine. That's all I'm saying. Like I thought we moved the ball, and then he just made dumb fucking passes. First down within like the 42-yard line, throws a deep ball into double coverage, overthrew him by like 6 yards. Safety catches the ball and just stands there in the end zone and then looks at Deontay like, thanks. I mean, it was just terrible. But I mean, they played resilient considering the fact that we had that many turnovers and we only lost by 2.
Yeah.
But we couldn't stop J.K. Dobbins. He ran in his fucking all over us.
Yeah.
So did Edwards. That was the most disappointing part of this. When Huntley, when Mika hit him, I thought his soul left his body because he got bent over backwards. He got lit the fuck up. So when that concussion goes away, his back's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
it did. And then everybody in the building knew they were gonna run the ball. They still couldn't tackle a guy. I mean, that's the disheartening thing for me. It's like we spent all this money on the defense, and we can't stop the run, which we used to be able to do that top of the leagues every year with our defense. But now we can't stop anybody.
Gotcha. Eric, your thoughts on the Steelers and Ravens?
This was, if you was a Steelers fan, sorry, Dan. This was a hard game to watch, man. Couldn't stop the run, turning the ball over. Mitch. Oh, Mitch. I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to speak too much on the Steelers, man. We know what it is with them. But even still, with the turnovers, they were still in this game. But every time you did a third down, and I mean, you needed to get off the field, man. And either Gus or JK was just plowing right through the line. Yo, man, that had deflating for the defense, man. But yo, man, shout out to the Ravens, man. They keep it moving. Tyler Huntley, 8 of 12, 88 yards. Ain't really do a whole lot. I mean, he turned the ball over, but he ain't score either. It was the running game and the defense, man. Shout out to Queen and Roquan Smith for their athletic. They look like Madden linebackers jumping up Kim ball over the middle like that. This was a classic Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry game, man. It's close and guys is hitting and
low scoring.
It's low scoring, yeah. It was just one of those games, man. And Ravens keep it pushing.
The Ravens currently they remain the 3rd seed in the AFC. We'll go to DA. What you got on this game here, real quick, before we move on?
Yeah, not a bad game. Like Guy said, it was what it was. I think the biggest problem for the Steelers is expectations. They really do need a year. And I'm saying to you, Dan, as a friend, and in Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna shut up about the game. You guys need to give the Steelers a year to reset at some point. That's all. And I'm out.
D-Dub, thoughts on this game?
Yeah, that's a whole fact. DA is absolutely correct. And, every team needs it, regardless of what you may think. Every team goes through it, and they need a chance because they've been so good at for a certain period of time that at some point you're going to have a losing season just to reset before. Because if you don't, you're going to be on that 10-year program, and you don't want to be a part of that. And as far as this game, Yeah, you know what the Steelers is. Pickett, you can't. Yeah, your young boy, man, you can't let him get hit like that. And I mean, they blew through the line and absolutely crushed him. So he was out. Trubisky, it is what it is. We knew he wasn't the. He's a backup quarterback as far as I'm concerned. He fits that
I think they
that
was
mold.
hoping and praying that he could have been
Yeah,
something else.
they was hoping, but I mean, the tape in Chicago showed you the same thing. So, you know, it is what it is. Um,
Mm.
but Baltimore losing no Lamar. Huntley did what he did, pedestrian. 8 to 12, 88 yards. Uh, but Dobbins 15 carries, 120 yards. I mean, the run game carried them. So, run game and defense.
Mm. We'll go on to the next game. We'll go on to the next game real quick. The Detroit Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings 34-23. Lions played good, man. Jared Goff, he was 27-39. He had 330 yards, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions. 0 interceptions. They relied on throwing the ball yesterday, hence the almost 40 attempts. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins was 31 for 41, 425 yards, 2 TDs. And they relied heavily on throwing the ball yesterday. Dalvin Cook, 15 to 23. Defense, well, I don't know if it was there, but yeah, the Lions, who are still mathematically still alive for the playoffs. Not only that, they're also mathematically alive for winning the division. Pretty much, Vikings have to lose the rest of the way. Detroit has to win the rest of the way. But the Lions are playing very hard. And shout out to the Lions. I'll start off with DA. Go ahead, DA.
Real quick, they're just learning how to win. Remind
Yep.
me of the Astros a few years ago. They're going to be very dangerous next year. Remember, they still get a high draft pick this year. So they got a good roster, and it's just going to get better. Other teams don't go in there, especially if you're going to Detroit, where they win at.
Yes.
Don't go in there thinking it's going to be a cakewalk, because it is not. And they've been playing hard the last 2-3 years. So
Not
I give
anymore.
them a thumbs up on that. And Minnesota has to be more consistent. They're a great team. They're a good team. They got players everywhere on the defense and offense. You got to show up every week. Like we said before, you got to win the games you're supposed to win in this league. And based on the record, that's a game that you're supposed to win. I can't really give you a pass. Sorry. Even though I think Detroit is far better than their record.
For sure. Eric, go ahead. What you got?
Just real quick, Detroit is not your daddy Detroit Lions. You can see that
No.
the coach has come in and put his stamp on it, and the players are following suit. Jared Goff looks like, at least for that game, like everything was slowed down for him. He was very consistent in where he wanted to go with the ball, and he zipped it in there. He didn't look like a baby that was standing near the fire.
Hmm.
And the Minnesota Vikings, man, I guess I can't say anything else, man, because that one time when they came back and won that game against Buffalo, they were at least, they got to be in consideration. Ever since then, they look like trash. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about them, man. They had their opportunities in this game, and they just fell short. So Detroit.
Cruise of Detroit. D-Dub, what you got on this game real quick before we go into the last game? Then we get out of here.
Hey, shout outs to Detroit, man. I called this game on Thursday. I told you Detroit was going to probably get this win, and they did. And hey, shout outs to this cat, Jameson Williams. He got his first NFL TD yesterday. He's from Alabama, and he played, one catch. He had one catch, 41 yards and a touchdown. But Detroit, yes, Da said it best, I believe. Don't think this is your or E just don't think this is your daddy's Detroit Lions. This team will get better next year. They bring back core guys. They'll be back, and I think they got a lot of good young guys on this team. So offensively, it's not a problem. They get that defense together, they're going to be problems. And Minnesota, it's like typical Minnesota, man. They do this stuff, man, where they lose to these teams that they should win against, and they come up short. So hopefully this is just that, and move on to the next week and get a win.
Got you, Dan. Your thoughts on this game, real quick, then we'll move on to the other one.
No, I was just gonna say, like, this Detroit team's been on the fringe of being good. They've struggled with coaching, identity, and blah blah blah. But now it seems like they got a leader, from the top down, and it looks like their run defense must be pretty good because they only gave up 22 yards. But Justin Jefferson did his thing like he usually does. He let them the fuck up. 11 catches for 223 yards.
Yep.
But and that'll come. I think they're getting a taste of winning. They're learning how to win. I mean, even last year, or it was the year before, that they only had like 3 wins or 4 wins, but they didn't get blown out. It was always one score or less. So, like I said, the future's bright for them. If they can just figure it out a little bit more on the defensive side of the ball, they should be all right.
Gotcha. Appreciate that, Dan. We'll go to our last game. Did I get everybody? I'm sorry. E, did I get you? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You got me. You got everybody.
Okay. Gotcha. Don't want to make that mistake I used to do before. It looks like I used to always forget E.
Oh, I would let you know though.
Yeah, PTSD. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, E, did you go? Last game. Then we're out of here. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Jets in Orchard Park yesterday, 20-12. Mike White, he had to leave the game twice because they just pretty much crushed his soul, his ribs. He had some ribs problem. Mike White was 27-44, 268 yards, no TDs, no interceptions. Flacco had to come in from time to time, and Flacco was one of 3. The Bills, Josh Allen was 16-27, 147 yards, 1 TD. Hey, gameplay Northeast. It's snowing. It's a great day. Dan, we'll go with you. What's this? What do you think about this game?
I thought this was a really good game, up into the point that Milano drilled the shit out of White. Dude, it was like a video game. He went from he was in the air 5 yards from where he got hit and where he landed. I couldn't believe he got up. I couldn't even believe he came back. He shouldn't have, because you could tell his ribs were hurting him, and that second hit TKO'd him. But they brought in Shane Falco, and he did Falco things and threw that interception, I believe it was, or I know he turned the ball.
He didn't throw a pick.
He fumbled it. Yeah, I knew it was one of the two. I couldn't remember. But
Shane Falco.
Their defense, like the Jets.
You heard that, D, right?
Yeah. He played phenomenal. Like their defense played great. They kept him. But I mean, Josh Allen only had 16-27 for 147 and 1 touchdown. I mean, they shut his ass down. He was their leading rusher. So I mean, I think that really there's a few places he came in and coughed the ball up, and they got points off it. That could just kind of screwed the momentum for him. I mean, I really thought that the Jets could have beat him if White stayed healthy.
DA, what's your thoughts on this game? Thank you, Dan.
No problem.
Real quick, man, not really impressed. I know the weather and everything else, but both teams had to play in the weather. So I just was not super impressed with the Bills. They still don't run the ball very well at all. Their leading rusher is still their quarterback. They still rely on Josh to do far too much as a team. So, again,
my couldn't get McCaffrey. What do you want from them?
Hey, it's whatever they do. You find a way, because you pay guys to help you find a way. That's essentially what the truth is, right? But to me, as I look through this from the perspective of sports, I don't think that team is built to be a sustaining winning team with just him and Diggs. And the defense is okay. Just okay. They're not great either.
Is it better than Kansas City's?
Yes, everybody's just better than Kansas City.
Yo, go ahead, Eric. On this game.
I'm with DA on this one. Wasn't too impressed by Buffalo. But again, when you're a good team, you find a way to win these type of games. But I really thought I was more impressed with the Jets. Their defense was out there hitting. The only thing, if there was anything that I had to nitpick with the Jets, was that letting Josh Allen scramble out of. I mean, they had him dead to rights, and he found a way to scramble out. I think it was time. It was like third and two like that, and he ran and got it. So those were kind of like back-breaking plays for the defense where they had to stay on the field a little bit longer. But oh man, Mike White, Black White, man, he was you don't want the quarterback throwing 44 times, especially up in the snow. But I mean, Zonovan Knight had 17 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. I think they could have leaned on him a little bit more, but man, the coach is a defensive coach, and once they get things right, Mike White, next season, and I know Jets fans don't kill me. Oh, we're 7-6. Why are you looking to the next? Why are you looking to the future already? I'm just saying, you have this man. If this guy gonna be your quarterback season, you bring him into the OTAs and all that good stuff. They will be better suited. You get guys back healthy, they'll be better suited for a run next year. That's all I'm saying. It was a win for the Buffalo. Like I said, any win is a good win, but they didn't look impressive doing it. What can you say?
Gotcha. D-Dub, last but least.
Yeah.
Jets and the
Jets look good, but however, again, Mike White, he got to protect him, got to protect the quarterback, and he got roughed up. What can I say? Just other than in rushing, led in every category against Buffalo. And to one thing about Buffalo, Jets was still in this game, 2012 final. To point to DA where he said they rely on Josh Allen way too much, and this is probably going to be the lack of better words, the death of Buffalo, because they meet up against some other team. Now Kansas City Chiefs defense is not all of that, but with the offense they'll do enough to beat Buffalo in a critical game. And Buffalo better get their stuff together, because nobody's going to take it light on them, and there's some chinks in that armor. So I thought Buffalo was going to be that team, but there's some chinks in that armor, and they can be had, and they can be taken out of here.
Gotcha. We appreciate that for that. Appreciate that take for that, man. Hey, it's the fourth and short segment for what it is. Hey, on behalf of myself, hey, Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator, Daryl D. Dub Warren, James the Angry One, Dorian the DA, and Dan, our hockey dude, and in the absence of Mike Mills. Yo, this is a Sports Chasers podcast. What you doing, Dorian? Oh, okay. I thought you was revving up your motorcycle or something like that. Okay.
It's too cold to ride right now. I'll tell you that much.
That it is.
You're riding right now, you got a problem. It's too old, man.
It's the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be blessed. We see y'all on Thursday. Thank y'all.